Alright, seems that we are live. Hello there, anyone. I don't think anyone will be here yet, but I am invading Eccentric's Twitch server, Twitch channel, and my name is Sawcery. I am here today to open a box of Dominaria Remastered collector boosters. Dominaria Remastered is the culmination of 30 years of Magic the Gathering history, and the better option of the 30th anniversary boosters. There was a 30th anniversary booster where they released a $1,000 booster box with 4 booster packs that had randomized cards from Alpha, Beta, and Unlimited. Those are not the best for you to choose to play with, because Dominaria Remastered actually does everything that set does, but much better. For one, you get actual cards that you can use in your Commander games, your Legacy games, your Vintage games, and some of them even your modern games. Yes, so today the roles will be reversed a bit, because Eccentric will be moderating as I stream here today. So pleased to be of acquaintance to all of you. And we will start shortly. But we'll begin with reading the back of the box, because there's actually, you can actually see the cat running around a bit there. But yes, let's read the back of the box. It says, "Become worthy of legend. Crack open a time capsule with these retro fabulous relics for the savvy collector." Yes, my cat wanted to share a bit of input there. Each booster contains rares and mythics, traditional foils, and a combination of 5 borderless and retro frame cards. So a lot of fancy stuff here. So what are collector boosters? They're the ultimate way to add unique and exclusive cards to your collection. There are tons of foils in this, so hopefully the foils will pick up nicely on the camera. I mean, the camera is a bit potato right now, but make sure to follow Eccentric, and maybe one day we'll be able to have better cameras. Alright, so let's begin. I actually spent 1,200 ringgit on this. I spent it because I felt that Dominaria Remastered honestly is the best set to get from Magic right now, because you get a lot of good stuff in here. Actually, a lot of stuff that I use in my current decks. Are we getting cat cam? Cat cam. Cat is invading the stream. Cat looks very confused. Hi, Manny. Say hi. She looks very confused. Okay, yes, we got some little ASMR, the crinkle of plastic. This is my first time opening a collector booster of any kind, so it's going to be definitely a unique experience, to say the least. Do not know what to expect, but I know there's good stuff in this deck, in this set. There is Force of Will. There is Urza, Lord High Artificer, and I have that. I play that deck, so hopefully I'll get a copy of him in foil. Okay, I need to I think I might need a knife for this. Let's see. Do I have something sharp here? Oh, okay. Opens up at the seams. Great. Opens up at the seams. Okay, so each box only has 12 packs in it, because each of these packs are just so full of goodies. Oh, so tight. All right. That smell the smell of a good booster box is something that if the stream had a way for you to smell it, it's it's hard to explain. Hi Joshua, welcome to the stream. Today we'll be cracking open these Dominaria Remastered collector boosters. Each of these packs contain 30 years of Magic the Gathering history. So let's begin with pack number 1. There's a little tear seam here. You can still see a bit of my indelible ink from my voting. It hasn't fully disappeared yet. So let's hopefully it's Force of Will. Foil retro Force of Will. Okay, so first card is a foil goblin token. It's a foil goblin token. Yep, foil goblin token. Oh, nice! Right out the get-go, we got something pretty here. We get a foil retro retro mystical tutor. 1 blue, search your library for an instant or sorcery card and reveal it. Shuffle, put on that card on top. So this in EDH is great because it fixes your top decks. It makes it so that your top decks are nice. Right. The foil is double-sided, so we get a foil cat token. That's definitely going in my Rin and Seri deck. Whew. Okay, yeah. So we got our first nice card here, foil mystical tutor. And we get a... Whoa, there we go. We're getting Tutor Central. This is Enlightened Tutor. I've been eyeing for these full art, these extended art Enlightened Tutors. This is a beauty here. Search your library for an artifact or enchantment card, reveal and shuffle, put on top. So you get your card fixing, because especially in EDH when you have 99 cards, you'll have trouble digging using normal card draw. So searching it up, putting it on top, that's some good stuff here. Okay, and a Maze of Ith retro art style. I love the old borders for these cards. They are really, really pretty. Maze of Ith is untap target attacking creature. Prevent all combat damage that will be dealt to and dealt by that creature this turn. So this is a great land. The only drawback, it can't tap for mana. Unless you have a card like Urborg or Yavimaya. Then next we have Triskelion. Triskelion is a 6 mana 1/1 that enters with 3+1/+1 counters. You can remove a +1/+1 counter from it to deal 1 damage to any target. The trouble with Triskelion is that it's a really powerful combo card, but it's not exactly a high value card. But considering we got an Enlightened Tutor, a Mystical Tutor, I think things are going pretty great so far. So Triskelion is a combo card with cards like Mikaeus. It's a black card that gives your creatures Undying. You remove the counters and you use the last to deal 1 damage to any target, which means that you shoot 1 damage to your opponent and you shoot 1 damage to itself to kill it. When it dies, it comes back, because with Undying, it comes back with a +1/+1 counter, which you can also use to remove and shoot and kill people indefinitely. So not a bad card, just not exactly big value. And next is Gerard's Verdict. 1 white and a black. Target player discards 2 cards. You gain 3 life for each land card discarded this way. I don't really know if this is any good, but it's decent. Is a decent discard outlet for a decent way to cause discards. But the trouble is that it's white and black, so you can't put it in sets like with decks like Tergrid. Right, next we have retro art to Deadwood Treefolk with Vanishing 3. You can return target creature from your graveyard to your hand when it enters or leaves the battlefield. Great for EDH, not great anywhere else. Retro art Duress. Target opponent reveals his hand. You choose a non-creature, non-land card. That player discards a card. This is a staple. Not all cards are foil, actually. So, for example, the Mystical Tutor we got. Now that's a foil. This alternate extended art, not a foil. So it's chock full of foils, but not everything's a foil. This is so they have foils in the retro art cards. So this is Duress, and we have a foil mountain. they really dug deep with this set to get the old art back in. So this feels like it feels like you're opening up an Odyssey land or 7th edition land. And we have Storm Entity. This is a normal holo, normal foil. And so it has a ability which lets it enter the +1/+1 counter for each other spell cast this turn. So this can be a potential Storm finisher. It's better to play Grape Shot though. Grape Shot is a more superior Storm finisher. We have a non-foil. We have a foil normal border Gerard's Verdict. Spirit Link. Ah, yes, this is an interesting card because this ability is practically lifelink, but because of the way it's worded, it's actually not lifelink. So they never errated this card to lifelink. It says whenever enchanted creature deals damage, you gain that much life. What this also means is that if you chose to enchant Spirit Link onto another creature that you do not control, you also gain life when that creature attacks. So, fun fact. Wormfang Drake. It's a 3-mana 3/4. Nightmare Drake flying. When it enters battlefield, sacrifice it unless you exile a creature you control other than Wormfang Drake. When it leaves, return the exiled card to the battlefield under its owner's control. Okay. And we got Ornithopter. Ornithopter is it's a card that is very well known in Magic for being a 0-cost, 0/2 flying creature. Great in decks that can turn artifacts into bigger things, or if you slap a hammer on it, it becomes a 0-mana 10/10 in a way. And Horseshoe Crab. Yes, this is another famous Magic card. Horseshoe Crab's ability is you pay 1 blue to untap it. So there's actually a deck called Crab Rave where you would use Paradise Mantle to tap it to add 1 blue, pay 1 blue to untap it. So you go dum 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 dum. And our last card for the first pack is a Coal Stoker, 4 mana. When it enters battlefield, if you cast it from your hand, add triple red. So a bunch of foils here, but as far as rares go, I think the first pack of the box was pretty good. We got a Mystical Tutor and an Enlightened Tutor. It's a good set. It's a good start. So let's hope we can continue with this. A good start here. Move this aside. Pack number 2. Hello, High Star 13337. We just started, so we cracked a mountain foil. So that's our first foil. The foil land. Hopefully we get some foil islands. The foil islands in this set are pretty nice. So yes, we cracked Enlightened Tutor and Mystical Tutor retro foil. Enlightened Tutor full art, not really full art, extended art, I guess. Extended art, alternate art variant. It's really pretty. Okay, so let's go to pack number 2. I think that the rares are in the, like a lot of the fancy rares are at the front, so maybe we take it from behind this time. Oh, still a bit tight. Ooh, there we go. That's how you know it's a good set when the card packs are made of a different quality and it's extra tight. So yep, foil, Goblin. Let's see. Our first foil is an Aquamoeba. Discard a card, switches power toughness. Nothing special. Flip. Alvinize, turn it into a 0/1. It's a Macetail Histrodon. I find it weird that this is not a dinosaur. It's still a beast. They should have errated this into a dinosaur. First strike, haste, cycling 3. Flip. Terminal Moraine. Pay 2 mana, sack, search your library for a basic land card, put in battlefield, tap, shuffle. I feel that this is a significantly worse Evolving Wilds. I mean, you can tap it for mana, but Evolving Wilds is better. Next, we have Wretched Anurid. Whenever another creature enters this battlefield, you lose 1 life. It's a 2 mana 3/3. Not exactly a great card, but eh. Alright, Gem Palm Incinerator. This is actually a fun goblin card because basically it has 2 mana to cycle. When you cycle it, you may have it deal X damage to target creature, where X is the number of goblins on the battlefield. You can use this to shoot down creatures, and it's very hard to counter because it's a triggered ability. It's not a discard ability. It's not an activated ability. It's actually a triggered ability. I mean, you can counter the cycling part of it with cards with effects like Stifle, but it's a pain to actually counter. Once the cycle goes through, when this goes in a stack, I think you can. Yeah, you can stifle this, but there's no way to normally counter it using counterspell or any of those other ways. Let's crack the next pack. The next one is Improvised Armor, +2/+5 cycling. Nothing amazing there. And we got a Foil Forest retro art. The camera read does not do the art justice, but it is gorgeous, especially because the way the retro foils work is that the border sort of shines at a different rate than the actual art. So that's some good stuff right there. Next we have another Duress retro, but not a foil Duress. Next we have another Deadwood Treefolk. Okay, we saw that one earlier. Let's go with Turnabout. Foil Turnabout. Turnabout actually is part of a very interesting deck archetype with High Tide in Legacy. Legacy High Tide with Turnabout. You basically play multiple High Tides, untap all the lands, and tap for a crap ton of mana. Foil Turnabout, that's a nice one. Our next card is... Whoa! Foil Force of Will. Force of Will, baby. Force of Will. Now that's a chase card. Foil. There we go. Force of Will. The most premium one of the most premium counter spells in all the Magic the Gathering. You pay 1 life, exile blue card from your hand, and you can use that instead of paying for this cost. It normally costs 5 mana. There we go. Big win. Boom. That's a big win over there. Let's see what's next. We have Spinal Embrace. This one, not as big a win, but this is a way. It's a way to sort of gain control of creatures. All right. Let's see next. No Mercy, full art enchantment. This also has quite a bit of money attached to it. It is a mono black mythic rare enchantment. Whenever a creature deals combat damage, deals damage, not just combat damage, deals damage to you, destroy it. So if someone shoots a Triskelion at you, if they don't have Nicaeus out, it dies on the spot. So good stuff there, Poggers. No Mercy. Next up is our last card. Whoa! Foil full art Vampiric Tutor, baby. Now that's another amazing hit. Look at that gorgeous art. Foiling. Nice. Vampiric Tutor foil. That was probably the best pack. I wouldn't be surprised if this pack is the best pack in the box, because a foil Force of Will and a foil Vampiric Tutor. Vampiric Tutor is like the other tutors, but it is search your library for a card, then shuffle and put that card on top. You lose 2 life. This is one of the best black tutors out there because only 1 black mana. It's an instant speed. Woo! Big money, big money, big money. And of course, this is actually really nice because I use hand-drawn tokens, and this is a token for my deck. Oh, someone has put up the price there. $109 for Force of Will, $70 for No Mercy. Vampiric Tutor EA foil, $70. We are already at $190, which is here we have the multiplier of ×3. So let's say that's already $300 on the table right there. I wonder how much is the Mystical Tutor and Enlightened Tutor here too. So the Enlightened Tutor is a non-foil, but it's extended art, and the Mystical Tutor is retro foil. Someone in the chat can help me spot the price for that. All right, next go with the next pack. Yes, so far this box has been looking extra juicy. So let's crack it open. Crack-a-lack-a-lackin'. You can hear that pack opening ASMR here. Yeah. You know you like that, right? Cracking. Another Goblin token. There's a lot of Goblin tokens in this set, but let's take it from behind. That was the most climactic way to view it. Shoop. Our first foil is a foil common, Glintwink Invoker, Draft Chaff. Grape Shot foil. Grape Shot is a brilliant card. This has a lot of history in Magic because this is the foundation of all Storm decks. The goal of Storm is whenever you cast a spell, copy it for each spell you cast before this turn. So just like cast a bunch of spells using Monomorphos and Rituals and all that, and then end them with just 1 damage repeatedly. So you just do 20, cast 20 spells, deal 20 damage. Easy peasy, GG, easy. Let's flip it over. Next card is Sandstorm. That's a foil, Darude Sandstorm. If I had a way to make music here, just play Darude Sandstorm in the. Okay, let's flip it over. Next card is Lul. Yes. Yes, a Lull. Lull is a 2-mana, prevent all combat damage that will be dealt this turn with cycling 2. It's basically a fog. Next is Undying Rage. Basically, +2/+2 count block. When this dies, you can return it to your hand, so it's sort of has reusable utility. Icy Manipulator. This also is it's a card with a lot of history. Icy Manipulator is used to tap down artifacts, creatures, or lands, so you can use that to essentially prevent your opponents from just like untapping. Because after the untap, in response to the untap phase, you just tap down. Yes, Icy Manipulator used to be played quite well in I think Extended and Standard when it was still around. I think that was before the concept Standard was around. Alright, next we have a normal foil Deadwood Treefolk. Okay. And we have a foil mountain. Look at that gorgeous mountain. John Avon, you are a gorgeous painter. It reminds me a lot of Australia's Uluru, the Ayers Rock or whatever it's called. It's just like, good stuff. Our next card is a Quicksilver Dagger. 3-mana enchanted creature, deals 1 damage to target creature or player, you draw a card. Yes, John Avon has some amazing art. Has he ever been to Malaysia, I wonder? Maybe. If he did, it's a shame. When I went to Grand Prix KL a few years ago, I met Anthony Palumbo and Winona Nelson. They are amazing artists, and they were very friendly, and they were very nice people. I think I even added Winona on Facebook after. They're brilliant people. Magic artists, they deserve more credit, honestly. Alright, let's flip over the next card. It is Fidea Seer. Human Shaman, draw a card, reveal it. If it isn't a land card, discard it. Nah, not that great. Let's flip over the next card. Spirit Link Retro Foil. As I mentioned, this is not lifelink. This is better than lifelink in a way because you can lifelink, put it on another person's creature. And let's flip the next card. Royal Assassin, 3-mana, 1/1, destroy target tapped creature. Not exactly great because people can see this coming a mile away, and they just don't need to attack you, or they don't activate the abilities until they deal with this threat. But I guess you can use it to lock down some big threats, I guess. And our next card is Grim Lavamancer. This actually has a bit of history. I remember back when Duels of the Planeswalkers was a thing. This was the best burn card, one of the best burn cards in that game. So you just use that, just ping anything for just 2 cards from the graveyard and 1 red. All right, next, our last card of this pack. Oh, just 2 more. Second last card is a Birds of Paradise. Birds of Paradise extended art. Now that is a part of Magic history. Birds of Paradise is a 1 green flying 0/1 that can tap for 1 mana of any color. If you are playing green, you need to play this card. If you're not playing green, you need to kill this card the second it comes out. Because Birds of Paradise, it helps you ramp way faster than you should. So Birds of Paradise, boom. I don't think it has a lot of price now because it's been pre-printed to oblivion, but it's some good stuff there. Okay, now our last card for this pack is a foil full art Lotus Bloom. Lotus Bloom is 2 mana. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may put a pedal counter on it, and you may tap, sack, and add X mana of any one color where X is the number of petal counters on Lotus Bloom. So you can leave this on. This is great in proliferate decks. Ooh, another cat. This might go in my deck. I don't think I have any 2/1 cat tokens in my deck, but yeah. So there we go, Lotus Bloom. I think this was pack number 3. Lotus Bloom I don't think has a lot of value, but it is pretty. This art is done by Daryl Ritchie. Really pretty art. If only it was a Black Lotus, but I don't. But you don't get Black Lotuses in this set because of the reserve list. I believe the reserve list should be abolished. But besides, we're cracking for fun here, and yeah, so we can't really expect that much value from cracking boosters, because cracking boosters is always a high risk venture. Only gamble with money that you're willing to lose, and gamble for fun. Don't expect to make money off Magic. Magic's a hobby, not a job. And our token is a elephant token, 3/3. Comes great with no, I think, or is that white elephant? I can't remember, but there are plenty of ways to get 3/3 elephants. Anyways, our first card of our next booster is a foil Festering Goblin. When it dies, target creature gets +1/-1/1 until end of turn. This creature has been overtaken by a zombie in Dungeons and Dragons, because there's a zombie that when it dies gives a creature -1/-1, and also, oh, okay, we have some price there. I do not know what the hammer is. The hammer is EA $7, Lotus Bloom EA $2. Foil, by the way, the Lotus Bloom is foil. Alright, so Festering Goblin foil. Let's move on to the next part. Frantic Search. Now this card actually is also great in high tide style decks in EDH. I also used to run Frantic Search in my Teferi deck before I dismantled it to make Urza. So that's a nice pull. It brings back some good old memories. Let's open next pack. Next card. Ornithopter again. Everyone loves Ornithopter. Everyone loves Ornithopter. There's no debate to Ornithopter being good. Ornithopter is amazing. Ornithopter is life. And next card is a... Yes, get to the tiny chopper. Stonewood Invoker. This is an elf mutant with 8 mana. Gets +5/+5 until end of turn. Yeah, draft chaff. That's fine. Flip open. Snap. Snap is also great. 2 mana. Return target creature to its owner's hand. Untap up to 2 lands. Great for high tide style decks. The next card is Mishra's Factory. Mishra's Factory has a bit of quite an interesting history too. Mishra's Factory was one of the few cards with quite a lot of high value variant prints. When back in the day, there were a Mishra's Factory for each season, such as autumn, spring, summer, and winter. So each of those printings actually have quite a variable price. And our next card is Tormod's Crypt. Tormod's Crypt, sacrifice it, exile target player's graveyard. This is going in my my Urza Lord High Artificer deck, because it is a 0 mana artifact that lets me deal with people's nasty graveyards, so that's going in my deck. Easy peasy. Next card is a foil Plains. Oh god, look at that John Avon Plains, man. John Avon, I cannot sing his praises enough, because look at his gorgeous art. Okay, next card is a Peregrine Drake. Yes, this is another infinite combo piece with cards like Deadeye Navigator. 5 mana, 2/3, flying. When it enters the battlefield, untap 5 lands. If you have any way to recur it, like flicker it repeatedly, you can essentially get a lot of extra mana value out of it. Because it's essentially a free 2/3 flying creature too, so it's good on curve too. Next card is a Momentary Blink. 2 mana, exile target creature you control, then return to the battlefield under its owner's control. Flashback for a 3 and a blue. This is a decent flicker card, because you can flicker something twice, but I personally prefer the one with Rebound. Ephemerate. Yes, Ephemerate's the card. Next card is a Foil Terror, 2 mana, destroy target non-artifact, non-black creature. It can't be regenerated. Yep, this art is really grotesque. It shows a dead man with a muscle man climbing out of it, with a skeleton climbing out of the muscle man, entering the dead man. It's basically an Ouroboros. It's really creepy. I'm not sure if it shows up well in the camera, but yeah, it's really creepy art for race. Next card is a Vexing Sphinx, 3 mana, rare, flying cumulative upkeep, discard a card. When it dies, draw a card for each H counter on it. So you basically get a 3 mana 4 for flying, which honestly is not bad. But you need to pay the discard it costs. You need to keep discarding cards to it. But when it dies, eventually you'll die, because if you run out of cards in hand, then yeah, it dies. You get to draw a card for each H counter on it, which I think that is pretty good. Next card is a foil Clifftop Retreat retro. No, not foil, just retro Clifftop Retreat. This is one of the check lands that checks if you have a mountain or plains, and it comes in untapped. Otherwise, it comes in tapped. So this is great if you want to fix your multicolored mana base with that retro touch. Our next card is Lyra Dawnbringer with a full art, extended art non-foil. This is a card that is pretty powerful. It's been reprinted quite a bit, but it is still very powerful in any Angel tribal deck. Even if you want to run it as your commander, it's a great commander. Yes, hi fellow hoodlum. I have invaded Eccentric's channel, and I'm here to crack some Magic the Gathering. So, hello there. Yes, so Lyra Dawnbringer, it's a 5 mana 5/5 flying, first strike, lifelink. Other angels you control get +1/+1 and have lifelink. Great card. Is that a Hedgie in the stickers? That's really cute. And our last card for this pack is a foil Absorb retro foil. This isn't exactly a big pick, but it's a nice card. It's basically 2 blue and a white, counter target spell, you gain 3 life. And we got more cat tokens and elephant tokens. So yeah, that's not bad. Let's move on to the next pack. Hedgie emotes. Hedgie emotes are always the best. Yes, you can hear the. Put it right up to the mic. Just get that ASMR. I wonder if I'll get any misprints. I actually recently cracked open a pack of Jumpstart, which was fully misprinted. The whole thing was completely misprinted. So far, it feels like almost every pack has a goblin on it. So I guess big goblin energy. Let's start with our next pack with a Break Asunder, destroy target artifact or enchantment with cycling. Cycling is actually a nice it's a nice mechanic because it makes cards that would be otherwise dead be actually quite useful. Next card is a foil Duress. We have quite a few Duresses from this box so far. So in the shop there were 4 booster boxes. I chose the middle one. Well, one was opened and 3 were sealed, so I chose the middle one. They tried to sell me a case, but I did not want to spend 6,800 ringgit in one setting. My PC costs less than that. So I thought, okay, instead of spending $6,000, I will spend 1,200 and have a bit more dignity there. I bought this box at a Classroom Cafe in Damansara Uptown because we were just there having lunch. And I decided, why not? Because there was no stock of this in Mid-Valley's Comics Mart, unfortunately. But yeah, alright, so now let's open up our next card. Seton's Desire, not to be confused with Satan's Desire, because it's an enchant creature, gets +2/+2, and it gives a lure. So I guess plenty of desire there. A lure effect referring to when it attacks, it must be blocked. Flip. Mindstone. This is a classic EDH card where it's 2 mana to add 1 colorless, and you can pay 1 to sack it, draw. It is one of the cheaper ways you can get a early mana rock down because it comes in untapped, so it's quite good value. I used to play this card in my Teferi deck because I could use it. I could use Teferi's ability to untap it. I actually had a very it was a unique foil version of it. I think with some Shakespearean flavor text or something. Next card is Slippery Karst. Great card for any mono green deck because mono green doesn't really have that much card draw, so turning an extra land into card draw is always great. That's nice to have. And flip the next one. Lightning Rift, 2 mana. Whenever a player cycles a card, you may pay 1. If you do, Lightning Rift deals 2 damage to any target. So you can turn any card you cycle into a lightning, into a shock. But whenever a player cycles a card, so it means that even if an opponent cycles a card, if you're playing in a very cycle-heavy meta for whatever reason, you can do that. Next card is a Swords to Plowshares foil. Swords to Plowshares. This is as premium removal as it can come because it is mono white. It's mono white. It 1 mana, instant. Exile target creature. Its controller gains life equal to its power. This is one of the best ways to exile and remove a creature in EDH. Because in Magic, life is a resource. You do not have to worry about... You're not going to be suffering if your life total goes down, or if opponent's life total goes up. As long as you win at any cost. Let's see. Next card is a foil forest. We already opened one of these, and it's really pretty art. It's by Anthony S. Waters. Next card is a White Mane Lion. If I actually open a foil version of White Mane Lion, this is going to go into my Sawcery. I actually have a combo going on there with Allurin. Allurin lets you play creatures that cost 3 or less for 0 mana, so it lets me cast. And because it has flash, and whenever it enters the battlefield, return a creature it controls on his hand, you can actually choose itself, so you can cast things indefinitely. So it's quite a nice, neat little combo piece. Our next card, yes, it is an annoying combo, but aren't all combos annoying? Invigorating Boon, 2 mana. Whenever a player cycles a card, you may put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Yeah, that's fine. Let's see. The next card is Tatiova, Benthic Druid. This is a 5 mana 3/3 with landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life and you draw a card. This is a really nice EDH general. Perfect for commander. Well, not 10 out of 10, but I would say probably a power level of 7 to 8. Next card is a foil Test of Endurance. 4 mana. At the beginning of your upkeep, you have 50 or more life, you win the game. Very easy to do in EDH. I'm not sure is this EDH legal or not, but there is a similar card, which is 6 mana, so 4 mana is a good discount. Next card is a non-foil Serra Avatar Retro. Serra Avatar is actually another really historic card because it has a power toughness equal to its life total, which means that it can get very big very fast, and if you give it a lifelink style effect, whenever it hits something, you double your life total. And that's some good stuff there. Next card is a that's a really pretty art. It's a Triskelion, which is a full art Triskelion. And our last card for this pack is a Cryptic Gateway. Tap 2 untapped creatures you control. You put a creature from your hand that shares a creature type with it. With each creature tapped this way onto the battlefield. It's a 5 mana artifact. So it's not exactly like the best, but this lets you cheat in stuff if you so desire. You can just like tap down. Great for tribal decks. And we have a foil Merit Lage token, 2020 Flying Indestructible. Hopefully we can see some dark depths in this pack, in this set too. But of course I'll take more Force of Wills anytime. Let's crack open the next pack. We are We're currently 40 minutes in the stream, and we're already halfway through. So, and I see that we have 5 people in the stream. I'm really happy that you guys are here to see this and experience it with me. It's my first time. Also, another goblin token. It's my first time opening a collector booster box, so I really do not know what to expect. Oh, we move up to 6, just bouncing up and down. So I'm very happy to see you guys. Please chat in the comments, and if you chat in the chat, and if you see anything that you recognize, let's just walk down magic memory lane together. Our first foil is a Goblin Turncoat. Next is a Cloud of Fairies. I think this was banned in Pauper, but it was a monster in Pauper because it's essentially a 2-mana 1/1 flying creature for free. Then we have Remedy, which is 2-mana prevent 5 damage. Not exactly that great of a remedy. Yes, there seems to be 1 goblin per pack. I don't know why. Kavum Primarch. This is just a big creature. Subterranean Scout. Enters the battlefield, target creature with that power less 2 or less. Draft Chaff. Recoil, 3-mana return target permanent to its owner's hand. So you can actually bounce lands with this. It's a bit nasty. Also, the guy looks a bit like Zuko. Flip it over. Dark Withering, 6-mana, destroy target non-black creature with Madness Black. Not exactly that great removal. There are better removal cards out there, like for example Swords of Plowshares, but it's decent nonetheless. Let's open up next part. Ooh, yeah, this art actually had a price. It actually used to have a price, but I think after being reprinted with this art, it's actually really pretty. You get this like tree here. You get these little thunderstorm. This is done by Eric Peterson. It's really pretty art. Gorgeous planes. The next card is Mesa Enchantress. So this is great if you're playing any enchantment related decks. So if you're playing enchantment based decks, you will want this card in your deck because you get to draw lots of cards with it. Great card, great card. Flip, and there we go. Next is Wild Growth. This also has a lot of history. 1 green enchant land. Whenever enchanted land is tapped for mana, its controller also adds a green. So this is great for if it's essentially ramp. So it's one of the cheapest ramps out there in the form of enchantment. Great in Enchantress style decks. And a foil Wild Growth in the same pack. Back to back, baby. Foil Retro Wild Growth. Now, if you're playing a enchantment-based deck, just put a Wild Growth in there. You're not going to regret it. Next card is a foil Last Chance. Double red, take an extra turn after this one. At the beginning of that turn's end step, you lose the game. Nothing much to say there. There are plenty of effects like that in red, but 2 mana, take an extra turn just to win the game. Yeah, if you can win the game in that turn. If not, GG's. Next card is a Rith the Awakener. 6 mana, flying 6/6. When it deals common damage to a player, you may pay 3 mana, 2 colors and 1 green. If you do, choose a color, then create that many Sacroling tokens for each permanent of that color. That's still okay. So, oh my god, is that a Lechonk emoji? That's cute. And our next card is a Oversold Cemetery, a 2 mana enchantment. This used to have price because it was actually printed only once. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you have 4 or more creature cards in your graveyard, you may return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. So this essentially lets you cycle back cards in your graveyard. Good stuff. And our last card is Nantuko Shade, double black, pay 1 black to get +1/+1. It's a 2/1. Yeah, foil retro, not bad, not great, but cat token. So let's see, we still have, we're exactly down in the middle. We have 6 more packs. Let's see. Let's crack open with that ASMR. It's so satisfying to hear it because I get the earphone that's the pass through to the mic so I can hear it. It's just really, really nice. Okay, foil elephant. Let's go from the back. Shoop. Cleric of the Forward Order. Trash. Goblin Matron. This is a staple in Goblin EDH decks. It's a 3 mana 1/1 that tutors out a goblin of any kind, so you can grab your Muxuses, you can grab your Krenkos. It's really good stuff. Nightscape Familiar. Blue spells and red spells, you cost 1 less. This is great if you're playing a Grixis commander deck, if you're on a budget. So, yeah, it's quite good. Let's open next. Renewed Faith. 3 mana, gain 6 life, cycle, and you can cycle it to gain 2 life. I remember this card was also reprinted in Amonkhet with Gideon, or RIP Gideon. I mean, it's not really a spoiler if he's been dead for years, right? Next is Stonewood Invoker. We saw that before. Oop, shoot, dropped it. Darigar's Caldera. It's a lair. I have not seen lairs in so long. So lairs are this interesting tri-lands where when it enters battlefield, sacrifice it unless you return a non-lair card you control there's owner's hand. It is a terrible, terrible, terrible tri-land. Way better tri-lands right now with there's the new ones in New Capenna. There's the Catcher, the Triomes, and from Ikoria. There's so many better cards. Lairs are no longer that worth it anymore. Next card is a Spectral Lynx. 2 mana, protection with green. Unfortunately, because it's black, I can't play it my Rin and Seri. There we go. We finally got our first island after how many packs? Yes, we got a foil retro island. This is done by Richard Wright. It's really pretty. It looks like there's a storm in the middle of the ocean. It's very dark, but in person you can actually see the details. So, yes, finally got my first island. There was a person over there, High Star 1337, or rather High Star Elite. I'm not sure if you guys still here, but yes, we finally cracked our foil island. Perfect. All right. Next card is our Tormod's Crypt, baby. Retro Tormod's Crypt. If I can get a retro foil Tormod's Crypt in this box, I'll be very happy. So I can put that in my EDH deck. Just pimp it out. And next card is a Frantic Search Retro. I already shared my thoughts about that. It's nice to see it in retro again. Flip. Fadia Seer in foil retro. Flip. Urza's Incubator. So this is a card that actually has a bit of price. Because back in the day, it was not reprinted for a while. It's a 3 mana artifact that when it enters battlefield, choose a creature type. Creature spells of the chosen type cost 2 less to cast. So if you're playing any tribal deck, you need one of these. Next card is a Entomb. That's another beautiful card. 1 black retro. Instant. Search your library for a card. Yes, anyone here play any Urza or Mishra decks? I mean, I play Urza. I play Urza Lord High Artificer. I'm still hoping to crack him in one of these packs because I want to upgrade my commander itself. But yeah, I mean, recently they released a set of our Urza and Mishra commander decks they're not planeswalkers. They're legendary creatures that. The whole thing is in this retro border style, which is really, really nice. It's really, really neat. Entomb is actually a really good card in EDH because you pay 1 black, search your library for a card, then put that card in the graveyard. That's actually why I recommend, if you want to buy packs just for the sake of value for your EDH games, Dominaria Remastered is an A+, because you can get so many EDH card staples. Of course, buy singles if you want, if you're not really into gambling. Our next card is a Nut Collector foil, non-foil extended art, Nut Collector. At the beginning of upkeep, you may put a 1/1 green squirrel creature token. All squirrels get +2/+2 as long as they have 7 more cards in your graveyard. So yes, a Nut Collector, also known as your mom. Let's flip it over. Oh, we got a squirrel token there. Flip it over. Last card, Dark Depths foil retro. Yes, so as I was saying earlier, there was a token here for a Merit Lage token. So where did I put that token? not there. Let's see. Ah, there we go. There we go. Merit Lage. So this is the token that comes from this card. It's basically a Cthulhu Eldritch Horror thing. What it is a land that enters the battlefield with 10 ice counters on it. Then you can pay 3 mana to remove an ice counter. When there's no more ice counters, sacrifice this and then create a 20/20 flying indestructible creature token. Of course, it can be dealt with Path to Exile or Bounce, but usually you do this at the opponent's end step by cheating it using a card called Vesuva, or you can use Thespian Stage. Both those cards essentially copy it without the ice counters and lets you create a Merit Lage on the spot. Good stuff. Foil Squirrel token. I'm going to probably do a little check through the prices after the stream, and update it on my Facebook or something, or share it on the T-Fiends Discord. Speaking of T-Fiends Discord, it's right up here. Scan it. If you haven't joined it, scan it now and join the T-Fiends. They are Eccentric, Angel, and Indie Bindi are the owners of the T-Fiends, and Eccentric has gracefully let me hijack a channel for a bit for this little experiment of cracking a collector booster box with you guys. I'm so happy to see so many of you in chat today, and yeah, all right, we got a foil zombie token, and let's move on. Shoop. Chain Lightning foil. Chain Lightning is a glorious lightning bolt sort of styled card. It is deals 3 damage to any target, and that player may pay 2 red. If that player does, they may copy the spell. Yes, do join the T-Fiend Discord server. Next card is a foil Helicopterous Lemure. This actually this brings me to another fun Magic history lesson here. In Magic history, they released a card called the Helicopterous Lemure, and the artist was not given appropriate direction on what a lemure is. A lemure is actually a sort of folklore spirit thing. They ended up drawing a lemur, as in the ring-tailed creature, the ones that like to move it. So that's a bit of Magic history for you. You can find out the lemurs in Magic. We got a Juggernaut, 4 mana 5/3. Nothing terribly fancy there. Pacifism. Pacifism is one of the premium ways to remove a creature from in draft, because you just make it unable to attack a block, but it can still use activated or triggered abilities. So it's not a complete removal, but it locks a creature down. Oh, we have 9 viewers right now. Welcome to the stream, everyone. Feel free to join the chat. Let's just talk about Magic history together, because I've just been sharing a lot of my Magic the Gathering history tidbits from my knowledge in the game. Because I have not played that long. I played since Theros in 2013. So yeah, come and join the stream. I'm just opening up a box of Dominaria Remastered collector boosters. Next card is a foil Invigorating Boon. Cycle stuff. We got a Voice of All. Protection from choice and color. And there we go. There's that beautiful Plains again. Next is Street Wraith. Street Wraith is actually a brilliant card. It's great in decks like Living End or Living Death, because you can pay 2 life to cycle it, discard it, and draw a card. So it's essentially 0 mana, draw a card. And it's also a big body that when you do like Living End effects or Living Death effects, you'll be sacrificing the board and returning everything in the graveyard to the play. That's a good card. We got Lull. Foil Frantic Search. That's pretty. I've already shared why I like Frantic Search, but seeing it in retro foil, that's nice. That's really nice. We got a foil Windborn Muse. This is essentially a tax on your board, so that players can't attack you unless they pay 2 mana for each creature that's attacking. Good stuff there. We got a Hinterland Harbor. It's a check land, forest or island. Comes in untapped if you have a forest or island, so that's good stuff. And we have a Grim Lavamancer extended art. That's some pretty art there. Who's the artist for this? This is by Paolo Parente. Paolo Parente, brilliant art, man. Pay 1 red, tap, exile 2 cards from your graveyard, deals 2 damage to any target. That's some good stuff. And next we will flip our last card. It is Arcades Sabbath. Arcades Sabbath is an old Elder Dragon card. At the beginning of your upkeep, you sacrifice it to pay 1 green, 1 white, and 1 blue. Each untapped creature you control gets +0/+2, and it can also buff people's butts. Arcades actually had a recent printing in, I think, M19 or M20, something like that, which makes it so that creatures whack with the butts. I actually prefer that version of Arcades over this one, so, yep. Let's move on to the next booster pack. So far, I think the box started really strong, so hopefully the middle seems to be a bit chilled out. So hopefully we can hit something big. I'm still hoping for Urza. Okay, next card is a Goblin Medic. Okay. Deep Analysis. Deep Anal. 4 mana, target player draws 2 cards, and you can pay 2 mana to pay 3 life to draw 2 cards again in a graveyard. This is a fun card. Not really that competitive, but it's something. Next we have Remote Isle, Cycle Land. Wretched Anorid, Zombie Frog Beast. Terror. Aven Fate Shaper. Tiana, Ship's Caretaker. This is a fun commander card. Flying for a strike whenever an aura and equipment you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield. You may return that card to its owner's hand at the beginning of the next end step. So if you have a way to like sacrifice stuff, it's good. Next we have a Foil Island. We have a Renewed Faith, Retro. We have a Radar, Head to the Keld. When it attacks, you add 2 red and it can tap for green. So that's good. It's a fun little commander. Elf Warrior. Foil Deadwood Treefolk. I think this is my 4th Deadwood Treefolk in this box. Foil Maze of Ith. That's pretty. Mind Slicer, 4 mana. When it dies, each player discards their hand. This is actually a really fun deck card to play in decks like Tergrid, because it lets you essentially wipe everyone's hand clean. So, and if you have Tergrid on board, you will get a lot of stuff on your table. Next is Urza's Incubator Extended Art, gorgeous. I love it. Creatures control of the chosen type cost 2 less. And we have a foil extended art Enlightened Tutor. That is beautiful. That is gorgeous. Look at that foiling. And with that art, the art is, as I mentioned, the camera does not do the art justice. If you look at the art from a distance, you can't really see all the details, but in up close, that is gorgeous. Beautiful. That was a great pack. Just as I was saying that the middle was a bit of a slowdown, I guess I was wrong. Some of that, yes, some of that ASMR. Okay. Empty the Warrens. Yes. This is another great foil, another great storm enabler, storm finisher, because it's 4 mana. You get 2 1/1 red goblins for each spell you cast this turn. Empty the Warrens is good stuff. It's great in Pauper too. Ember Beast. Now, this should have also been a dinosaur, but well. I guess with beast in the title, it can't be a dinosaur beast, right? Alright, so next is Oven Eyes. Turn to Sheep. Maestill Histrodon. Foil Lightning Lion. That's nice. Dromar's Cavern, which is another lair card. Damping Sphere. This is a card from Dominaria United, meant to be a counter to Tron, because whenever a land is tapped for 2 or more mana, if it produces colorless instead of any other type, it produces colorless instead of any other type. An amount. So basically, just if you, let's say you have a Tron land, you tap for, you're supposed to tap for 3, it'll tap for 1, and if each spell costs 1 more for each other spell that is cast this turn. So this is great for anti-storm strategies. It's a good way to remove the fun of other people. Foil Mountain. This is a Rob Alexander art. Beautiful. Mishra's Factory Retro. Chain Lightning Retro. That's nice. That's nice to see. Foil Savannah Lions. Fun fact, Savannah Lions used to be actually a competitive card for 1 white 2/1. Back in the early days of Magic, this was actually considered a strong aggro card. Nowadays, you have Ragavan, which is a 1 red 2/1 that also gives card denial and card draw and ramp. So, us modern Magic players are just spoiled for power. Next card is a foil Grim Lavamancer. This is our 3rd Grim Lavamancer this box. Next we have, oh, there we go, baby, Sylvan Library. Sylvan Library is one of the best green cards in Magic the Gathering. 2 mana at the beginning of your draw step. You may draw 2 additional cards. If you do, choose 2 cards in your hand. Draw on this turn. For each of those cards, pay 4 life or put the card on top of your library. So you can draw 3. It's basically you get a free brainstorm at the start of every single turn instead of a card draw. And you get to pay 4 life to keep those cards in your hand. So in EDH where you have 40 life, that's chump change, man. Sylvan Library, good stuff. And our next card is another Triskelion Extended Art. This is our 2nd Extended Art Triskelion from this box. And our last card for this pack is Foil Retro Last Chance. And we also have a... That is one ugly looking Saproling. What the hell am I looking at? What the hell? This is... How is this a Saproling? A Saproling is a plant, you know? This looks more like a worm. Forbidden Fleshlight. Right, last two packs. Another Goblin token. I'll have to count how many Goblin tokens did I get this box. Alright, let's open up the next pack. Fadiasir. Emerald Charm. 1 green, untap target permanent, destroy target non-aura enchantment, target creature loses flying until the turn. This mechanic returned in the Ravnica sets with all the guild charms. Sandstorm foil. Oh, Sylvan Library normal border $28. This is a retro border Sylvan Library. I remember Sylvan Library used to be an expensive card. Now I'm not sure anymore. Next we have a Lul. We have a Veiled Serpent. Oh, retro is $33. That's great. That's nice. That's hot. We have a Call the Herd. So this is where all the green elephants are from. This, I actually have a few of the original printings of Call the Herd. We have Croesus' Catacombs. Foil Forest. Ooh, Counterspell, retro art. Counterspell is the premium way to counter target spell. I just love that. There's no flavor text. It's just counter target spell. Next we have a Juggernaut. Foil Duress. Foil Kamal Fist of Crosa, 6 mana, 4/3 that turns lands into creatures. Whoa, there we go, but it's only retro. Urza Lord High Artificer. If this is what I get, this is what I get. If I can get a foil one, that would be great, but this still is nice. I wish it was foil. Flip. Ooh, Worldly Tutor. Yes, this is something I've been looking for too. Because I have the Japanese card for this, but I don't like playing Japanese cards because it's hard to read. It's an art Worldly Tutor. I think we got one of each tutor. Next we have Jester's Cap, foil retro Jester's Cap, not retro, foil extended art Jester's Cap. 4 mana, 2 sack, search target players for 3 cards and exile them. This is great in EDH because you can essentially strip a person's combo. Final pack. It's the final countdown. Let's get that tasty, juicy ASMR last pack for that final pack. Let's go. Last pack. Zombie token. Auramancer. Dragon Engine. Remote Isle. Come on, let's hope we end the pack with a bang. Juggernaut. Solar Blast. Dread Return. This is actually a nice EDH card. It's one of the best reanimation cards because it's 4 mana, return target creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. Yes, a gaggle of tutors would be considered a university. Or in the case of the average maturity of the Magic Gathering player fan base, more of a kindergarten, isn't it? Anyways, flashback, sacrifice 3 creatures. So you just have to sacrifice 3 creatures and you can get your big stuff from your graveyard to the battlefield. This is a great card. Turnabout, foil. Swamp. Is this our first swamp? I don't remember seeing many swamps. I think, yeah, swamp foil. Then we have a retro counterspell on foil. Juggernaut, retro. Foil Goblin Matron retro, that's pretty. Foil Mystical Tutor, normal. We have 3 cards left. So, third card. Maze of Ith retro. That's our second rate Maze of Ith retro, I think. Second last card is a Gauntlet of Power. The Infinity Gauntlet. Actually, no, there's actually a better card for Infinity Gauntlet. But 5 mana, choose a color. Creatures control the chosen color get +1/+1, and you can double your mana with the chosen color. So this is great in high tide decks once again. And our final card from this collector booster box is a Legacy Weapon for retro. Not exactly the most financially viable last card, but it is a Legacy Weapon is a huge part of Magic history. I cannot remember what exactly, but it's basically one of Urza's weapons that you can actually see the Weatherlight here shooting a laser. It's basically like the Death Star for Magic. So yes, that was a very nice pack. Great hits all around with Enlightened Tutor, a foil Vampiric Tutor, Mystical Tutor, foil Force of Will. A lot of good stuff in this pack. In this set, once again, I recommend people not to buy boosters unless you are willing to gamble with these packs. I'll calculate all the value later. So overall, thank you so much for coming to the live stream. And I'm very happy to have seen everyone come here and just share about Magic Gathering with us. So thank you so much for coming. And hopefully I'll see you soon. Maybe on my own channel next time. I'm not sure. If you guys want to follow my channel, it's twitch.tv/Sawcery, SAWCERY, where I not just talk about Magic. I make it a sorcery. But I also do other things. I plan to maybe talk more about LARP because I'm one of the game masters of LARP. I am I could also talk about other games I've been recently playing. I mainly focus on roguelike genres, so if you like to see a person frustrated and trying to mess around with it, yeah, and one day maybe with when I have a PNG tuber, I will also get to do some interesting stuff with that. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I will see you very soon, hopefully. Or you will see me in the comments or in the chats of Ascentrix streams. Right, bye bye.